Listen, we know it's you.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Bronze Age episode 5, I believe we're on. Time sure flies when you're having fun. Today, we are doing a game on Braxis Holdout, one of the newest maps, one of my favorite maps. I really enjoy this one. It is a Silver 2 replay. We're going to jump right in here as soon as I remember. Oh, and Vala. Manko on Vala is who we will... Hey, Hobie1, welcome back. Hobie1, I believe, was the first one we did, so good to see him back. Hope he enjoyed the replay we did for him, episode 1. Guys, let me know my volume settings. When we go into older replays, it tends to screw with the volume setting, so let me know. Today, Vala, Silver 2, Manko is our player, and it'll be on Braxis Holdout. Hey, there's the man himself, Manko. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're running a smidgen behind because I had a crazy day at work and I forgot to start those up right when I was getting ready to get going. So it turns out I'm new at this. All right, Braxis Holdout. Hey, that's my co-caster Mitchell there. That's my Mitch. Hang around after the replay analysis. We have 2 Chair League games we're casting tonight. Those should be good fun. So let's talk about Braxis Holdout. Braxis Holdout, 2 lanes. You need to hold both points to get the Zerg Rush. I think it's really important to try to get 2 tanks in your comp, or at least a tank and another frontliner. That all works okay. Oh, great. I appreciate that, Keller. Feedback always appreciated. You'll see the pros usually do a 4-1, or high-level play, they do a 4-1, which is 1 solo laner and then 4 in another lane. So that's why it's important to get a solo laner to control it if you can. However, we're talking Hero League here. And Hero League, the only thing you have control over is yourself. So let's talk about team comp. So as Manko, you're going to be your team's primary damage dealer. Nova does do a lot of damage, but a good Nova player probably shouldn't expose herself until she can actually kill somebody. I play a lot of Nova. I've been having a lot of success with her lately. She is perfectly viable in the right situation. That's the key word, in the right situation in Hero League. You guys have good wave clear with Ariel and Sonya and Vala. So Nova can fit into this. And Nova really needs to be picking on Chromie and Li Ming. If she can pick on those 2, she's going to be doing good things for you guys. However, as Vala, our hero today, what you need to be aware of is your front line. While you do have 2 tanks in Sonya and Zarya, neither one of them is a pure tank. They are bruisers, and they have very limited CC, so they are going to have very limited utility in which to peel for you. And in this game, we're specifically looking at Greymane. You are not going to have much help from your tanks when Greymane dives on you, unless Zarya has her shield up for you. To be honest, Ariel's whip will provide you with more peel or the blinds than your tanks will, so it's odd that your healer can actually give you more peels here than your tank. On the other side, you have dual mages. I think a lot of this game is going to rely on Nova, to be perfectly honest, because she's the one that's going to put pressure on those mages. One of Vala's shortcomings is that she has to get in fairly close to do her damage, and that's going to be dangerous when there's a Greymane and a Johanna and a Li Ming on the other team. So this is a little bit of, I think, a tough matchup for Vala here. But let's get going. Let's go ahead and follow our hero. I'm curious to see how you guys divide up the lanes here. I think if it were me, I would try to get Sonya to go top lane by herself and the 4 of you come down bottom. However, when you guys group up though, Ariel and Sonya are really, really good together. If you have a good Ariel player and a good Sonya player, oh, it's so good because Ariel can just keep Sonya propped up and give her some peels and damage. Is a really good combination. So you're by yourself with Sonya. So right here is where you need to keep in mind Sonya cannot peel for you in any way, shape, or form. So you need to be very aware of that. This is very smart to be safe until somebody is revealed. Oh, you found him. Okay, so mistake number 1. As Vala, if you're going to fight against Greymane, it's not close. You want to be far away. And Greymane can outburst you, especially at level 1. So basically, as soon as you see Greymane here, look how far Sonya is from you. Right now, you have a Li Ming in firing range and a Greymane right up on you. Your first thing should have been backwards. I mean, like vaulting straight away. Because there's no way you're winning this matchup. You actually went forward into him. So back up, back up, back up. Hopefully Sonya finishes off Greymane because he tower dove here, but not so much. And you know, even in the chat, you know you were like, oops, my bad. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Those things happen. It's a 6-second, 7-second cooldown to start, no big deal. And I'm glad your teammate's picking you up too. Nobody had beaten you up for it. Those things happen. We all have our little hiccups where we're like, what in the world was I doing? And Sonya just had another one of those moments there. So, early game. Let's talk about early game. What is the purpose of the laning phase? Every game has a laning phase to start with. It usually goes till about either 10 or an objective interrupts it and then you resume it on our way up to 10. So, in the laning phase, which is what this is right now, your objective is to, number 1, not die. Number 2, soak experience safely without blowing a lot of health and mana. And number 3, if you can push the lanes and dish out some damage to your opponents, all the better. That's fine too. So in this case, what Sonya should have done is she's 1-on-2, just back up to the wall and safely soak the XP. Not so much on Braxis, but on other maps where the objectives are going to spawn and you're going to need to go to the objective. We're talking Sky Temple, the tributes on Cursed Hollow. If you go up there low health, low mana, you're not doing your team very much good. If you go up there half health and half mana, you're only half a hero. So that's something you can contribute to your teams to give yourself an advantage, is making sure you show up to the objectives, high health, high mana, soak safely, and don't die. All right, so that keep in mind in the laning phase. Your objective is not to do damage to the enemy team. It's not to push down towers. Those are great if you can do those things, and there's certainly nothing wrong with it. But the primary objective is not to die and to safely soak experience without blowing all of your cooldowns and all of your mana and all of your health. Burning a lot of resources in the laning phase is not good generally. See, once again, too far forward. You know you're 2v1. There you go, right back there, right under those towers. Throw a Q out there. There you go. Throw your W out there, but make sure you're within vault range of these towers because there's no point in taking extra damage. This is perfect. It's exactly what you should be doing. Soaking safely, not dying, not burning a bunch of... When you go forward, you really should be asking yourself, if everything goes perfectly, what are you going to accomplish? And the answer in this case is nothing. You're just going to take a bunch of damage. That's never a good sign. As a Nova player, I play a ton of Nova lately. She's a lot of fun. Keep in mind she doesn't get her power spike until 7, so you really can't judge your Nova players until 7, usually. See that right here? That was just Sonya taking way too much free damage, and to accomplish what? What did she accomplish by taking all that damage? And the answer is nothing. So keep in mind your health is a resource. Your mana is a resource. Don't expend it to accomplish nothing. Now you have help with Nova. Now you can be a little bit more aggressive. So be aware of where your Nova is. Be aware that you're 3-on-2 now. And now if you guys can focus fire either one of these targets, you could burn down quickly. Now you're 3-on-1. If you can get that Li Ming to come out a little bit, and see, you can actually see she adjusted her play. As soon as Greymane left, she went to be safe. That's a good, smart player adjusting to the situation. When she was 2v1, she was up here putting a ton of damage on you guys, even 2-on-2. As soon as Greymane went away, look where she's at. And that's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. See, look at her. She's staying by these gates because she knows she cannot accomplish anything by herself here. And Nova revealed herself for no good reason whatsoever. One of the things with Nova, if you're going to play Nova, is if you don't reveal yourself, nobody knows where you are. And the threat of Nova being everywhere is part of what makes her effective. So don't reveal yourself for no good reason. Nice decoy use, though. So you guys are controlling this. That's great. Greymane went top. That's great. And this goes back to earlier what we were talking about, your teammates out here. 3v2, they're really not going to accomplish very much. It's the objective of the laning phase. And in this laning phase, your enemy is winning simply because they have 4 kills and you have 0. Because the blue team keeps fighting in disadvantageous positions. You never want to fight at a disadvantage unless you're going to lose the game. If you're not going to lose the game, don't ever fight at a disadvantage. You want to be at least on equal footing and ideally at an advantage. And what you want to do here, by the way, in this bottom, you want to make Li Ming feel safe enough to come up in here. By you guys constantly being up here and showing up here, she knows she's outnumbered and she's going safely. If you want to help Nova get a pick, you guys want to back up to where Li Ming feels safe enough to start poking around up here, and that's when you might get her. See, but Li Ming, right, see, this Nova is not accomplishing. The Nova wants kills. So all she's doing is keeping her pinned behind this wall. If you guys actually want to kill Li Ming, she needs to feel safe enough to come away from the wall. You know what? Salt is part of Hero League. You have to expect it. Remember not to feed the trolls. Always try to stay positive. Channel your inner Kyle Ferguson. Okay, here we go. This is, once again, a perfect example of what I'm talking about, and it looks like our boy Manko is picking it up perfectly. You guys, and let's even check the vision here. Okay, you can see you're at 3v1.5. Nova doesn't count as presence, she counts as damage. So you're at 3v1.5. You absolutely cannot contest this point at all. What your teammates need to realize is that they've been rotated away on, and they need to be aggressively attacking here, which it looks like they are. So that's perfect. Don't listen to Zarya telling you to hold bottom, Vala. That's nothing you can do. Don't go forward. Stay back. Perfect. Oh, that's 100% accurate, Vala. Nice job. And your team did exactly what they should do. As soon as the red team rotated in strength at the bottom, they went and took top. Perfect. So far, Vala, really only the one early mistake, and also taking a little bit... Okay, now we want to evaluate this. I mean... This is really dicey. If Greymane gets close enough, he could wreck both of you guys. And also, once Nova blows her combo, she doesn't have a lot left to give. Also, Nova's not 7 yet, which is when she gets all of her burst damage talents, whether she goes Snipe Master or hopefully one in the chamber. So this is, and also the life thing. I mean, this is not something, there you go, exactly right. So this Nova player is not doing you any favors. I don't know what she's oh my godding around. She face-checked a Greymane and a Li Ming as a Nova. That's not what you want to do. Yep, back it up, back it up. Yep, you're not going to accomplish anything out there. Nope, don't even go... Yeah, perfect. When you're at this low life, where Greymane or Li Ming could blow you up with one ability, you need to either just go back and get health because you can't accomplish anything, tap, or soak it up, but you're not going to do anything out there. All you're doing right now is risking getting blown up. Yeah, see? I would just go back. If you don't have your well, just go back. But soaking safely is a good alternative, too. Just keep in mind that you're going to lose a lot of pressure on this wall while you try to do that. If you're okay with that, then it's not bad. Maybe your fountain's about to come up. Looks like, yeah, there you go. Okay, great. That's all perfect. Once again, though... Now you're thinking about, I can tell, you're thinking about going to that. You saw Li Ming rotate away. Let's check vision again. So, how many enemies can we see right here? That's 0. You know Li Ming went down here. You just saw her. So we know we're 1. Li Ming is down here somewhere. But you also know from Nova exploding that Greymane was in the vicinity. And you are all by yourself in the bottom lane. This is when it gets dangerous to go into unknown territory. Always check that mini-map. You currently only have confirmed whereabouts of one of your enemies. That's Li Ming is down here. And you're going to poke your head up here. That could be very dangerous. Oh, by the way, perfect. Way not to face check the bush. Use your W to check it. Nicely done. Okay, you're just poking right now. But now you saw Li Ming come up and you backed up. Oh, he ate too much damage, though. Now with Sonya up here... her orb was just thrown and she used her magic missiles. The two of you might be able to get aggressive on Greymane. But this relies on Sonya coming down too. So you need to read your Sonya's body language here. If she's going to just stick on the point and get it, just come up this way to back her up. But if Sonya starts getting aggressive on Greymane, you need to lay that damage into your Greymane. Okay, so she missed the Q, so you should back up. Nice. Nice. So you're being in an area where you can be support. Sonya's taking too much free damage, though. I mean, you guys are only behind right now. Oh, yep, you got to go back now. Yeah, you absolutely have to go back. And Sonya needs to be very careful. She knows she's a 2-on-1. The only reason your team is down in level is because of the kill differential, 5-3. And this Sonya is accomplishing nothing. Remember, we said health is resource, right? Look at how much resource in the form of health Sonya is expending here and not accomplishing anything. Good advice. Good advice. That's really nicely done. Let your teammate know that be careful. You don't want to engage split, though. So, I mean, you really want to group up with Sonya here. I like that you're using your abilities to check rather than face checking. And that's why you can't take free damage. Sonya's useless now. And now you have to back up as well. And now you're in a really tough spot. Yeah. So that happened because as soon as Sonya chunked all that damage, you need to recognize that she's basically useless. And she knew it too because the first thing she did is left. So as soon as Sonya got chunked here, that was your cue to leave as well. I mean, because you're not going to fight Li Ming and Greymane, right? So the mistake there was when Sonya got chunked down, that was your cue to take off as well. And that is going to lead to, a mistake by red team off the point. So that's actually a big favor for you guys. Well, now with 2 people down, you guys are going to lose the first wave here. Okay, so at this point, you guys are going to get 100-0 on the wave. You're going to lose it. There's no doubt. It looks like you're going multi-shot build, which is great for this particular map, especially when you get the increase in the size. So, ideally, you guys... Nova is worthless in clearing the Zerg. She's absolutely worthless. Until she gets Precision Strike, she can opt to use Precision Strike on it if she wants. Otherwise, she's worthless. So, I would like Nova to go opposite the lane of the minion wave and soak as much experience as she can, and the rest of you need to defend the Zerg wave.
Oh, so many Zerg headed right for us. Stop them at once.
So Sonya should be bottom. Ariel is really good on this map because of her Q. I can't tell you how many games I've had most Zerg damage just from her Q. She's so good at it. It looks like you got stuck with soaking the other lane. Not ideal, but that's okay. It's important that you're down here to soak this experience. You can't miss a lane's worth of experience. So this is where you need to be aware that you are 1-on-3 with 3 really high damage characters. Really high damage characters. So your job in this particular scenario is to soak the experience and not die. You're not going to kill any of these 3, so almost any damage you put on them is kind of superfluous. Your job is to soak XP and to stay alive. Yeah, and you just need to acknowledge that you're going to lose this lane. You're 100% going to lose this lane. Maybe not right away because you have your mini Zergs here, but acknowledge it, and once you start to lose it, just keep backing up. Stay alive and soak. Stay alive and soak. Too far. Too far, too far, too far. Yep, there you go. Tap, and just soak. The other thing you need to be aware of too, when there's a Chromie on the other team, she gets her ultimate at level 9, not level 10. So it's important for you to be aware of that, and she took, okay, well she didn't take Temporal Loop. If she took Temporal Loop, you need to especially be aware of that. Oh, oh, oh. Yep, you barely got away, but unfortunately now, you're gonna have, I mean, unfortunately that Chromie combo means you're gonna miss this experience here. Not terrible, because you got a little bit of bad luck there. Yeah, and your Nova's not doing you any favors. Nova, when played right, should be an absolute nuisance to the other team and kind of dominate, to be honest with you. Nova only does one thing, and that's kill heroes. If she is not killing heroes, she is not accomplishing anything. And your Nova here is not killing heroes. And your Zarya, oh my god, is putting out a ton of damage. Wow. That's a ton of damage. Holy moly. Good warning. You let your, I always do this. Every Hero League game I am in, I warn the other team when they get to 10. So nice job there. No reason to chase though. This is another one of those things. What if everything goes exactly as you plan it? What are you going to accomplish over here? The answer is nothing. So just back up, stay over here, and clear the lane. All you're doing is exposing yourself to a long-range Chromie combo or a Li Ming combo. So just soak safely. Now with Nova here, even a mediocre Nova, now you might be able to get a little bit interesting. And see, this is... You want to know what this frustrates me. I'm going to pick on this Nova all game. Oh, the only thing this decoy did is it revealed to Li Ming that Nova was around. And as soon as it showed up, Li Ming ran away. So Nova players, don't give away your position for no reason. Right? And if she went one in the chamber, which she did, that procs after the decoy. So if you use the decoy and don't shoot anybody, you've just lost that one in the chamber usage. This decoy not only was a waste, it was actually counterproductive. This is something you'll see Kyle Ferguson actually talk about a lot if you guys don't watch. I know, Mitch, you can just see me like being furious over it. If you guys don't watch Kyle Ferguson, you should. He is really, really good. And he talks about this a lot, which is something that doesn't get done enough in Hero League is evaluating your teammates, knowing who you can and who you cannot count on. And in this case, if I were Manko right here, this decoy would have, actually I would have picked up on this a long time ago, but this decoy specifically would have told me that I cannot rely on this Nova. And that's just something, that's just one of those pieces of information that you need to take into game, is knowing which one of your teammates you can rely on and which one you can't. So far in Manko, you've been doing a pretty good job. A couple times you got caught in a poor position right in the early game, and when you didn't run after Sonya got beaten up a little bit. What's worrying here is you guys don't have 10. I mean, what's Greymane's ultimate? It's go for the throat. Look at how close you guys are, and you have no response to it whatsoever. A well-timed go for the throat and a Li Ming combo could delete you both. Just back up. Just back up. There's no reason to be forward. Look at all that free damage. Nice rain. Good rain. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a little Vala hint right here, and I just learned this recently, and it's a really, really good piece of information to know. And it's really nitpicky, but it could have got you a kill right here, and I'm gonna show you what it is. So on Vala, W and Q have a cast time of absolutely nothing. That means you can cast them at the same time. So, now, it wouldn't have worked here because it looks like your Q was on cooldown. But, if your Q was not on cooldown, right Now your R does. It's about a half a second cast on the R. If Hungry Arrow is on cooldown, so this wouldn't have worked here. But if W and Q were off of cooldown, you can cast your R and then a half a second later cast W and Q both at the same time, and that would have killed Greymane here. Now Greymane probably should have died anyway because Sonya backed off and then died. Oy vey. Okay, there's the first good thing Nova did, and she's gonna die for it anyway. That is not a good Nova play. Now once again, we're going to evaluate this because this went all kinds of wrong. All kinds of wrong. So now we've already established that we cannot rely on our Nova player. So Menko, this is an excellent, excellent Rain of Vengeance on him. Perfect. Okay, now let's go see what goes wrong here. We know Nova's down here. Sonya is completely indecisive and goes forward and then back and lets Li Ming chase him away. Did Sonya go leap? Sonya hasn't picked yet. What would have been nice is if Sonya had leap up, she could have leapt straight onto Li Ming. Yeah, I mean, the thing is you have to rely on people in Hero League. It's just the nature of the game. But you need to learn during each individual game who you can rely on. And that's a really big skill to learn. That's why I would encourage people to play multiple heroes, like play all the heroes. Now, you're not going to play all of them in Hero League, but what that does is, by playing the heroes, it allows you to identify the good ones and be aware of what those heroes' limitations are. So, you know, I have a level 7 Thrall. I never play Thrall, but by playing Thrall, it allowed me to play against him better. I hope that makes sense. So let's see what goes wrong here. Okay, Sonya goes forward into the laser beam and then changes her mind and goes away and dies. Nova, as she should be, sees this Greymane and is absolutely licking her lips. Okay. Let's see Nova's cooldowns. No, that's not her. Where is she? There she is. Nova has her decoy off cooldown. So what could Nova have done here to get away? Well, one, cast the decoy at the same time. Thank you, Hobie-Wan. I'm glad it made perfect sense. Cast the decoy at the same time that you attack, so they both seem to attack. Instead, she Qs. Okay, this isn't bad, except for she doesn't kill Greymane, because once she doesn't kill Greymane, she's in a bad position and needs to run the other direction. Now, see, there, that little hesitation. That's what killed Nova. Now, let's go back to Menko. Menko sees Nova over here. When I look at this as Vala, you have a healer and Li Ming, and you're at like 30% health or so. As far as I'm concerned, Nova's dead. Okay, so she finishes off the Greymane. And see, now once again, this goes back to what do we hope to accomplish by this movement? If everything goes perfect for Menko here, what are we going to accomplish? Maybe you get Nova out alive. Maybe. But probably not. Look at how quickly she went from 100 to 50% health. So this is one of those evaluation things. You should have never gone here in the first place, simply because sometimes you can't save stupid. And this Nova here, unfortunately, made a poor positioning choice, and by the way, still hasn't used her ultimate. She could have actually stood in the bushes right here and ultimated Greymane and killed him, and nobody would have known where she was at. Nice rain, and you're spent. Now you're done. You have to leave now. Because you know, the other thing you got to keep aware of is, you know Li Ming's going to get her resets, right? Absolutely true, Mitch. And you know Li Ming's going to get her resets. When you went in, you threw your Rain of Vengeance down. That is the only peel that you have as Vala. That is your only ability to get Nova out alive. You throw down that Rain of Vengeance and then you get out. But now look, the enemy is actually closer to safety than you are. They both have more health than you do individually. So there is no way you're staying alive here. And furthermore, Li Ming went Calamity build. All the more reason not to get closer to her. So now you guys are down 2-3, or 2-4, immediately when these beacons are starting to spawn. There was nothing wrong with the Nova pick, Sonya. Don't get me started. And perfect. Perfect. Nova, Vala, you are 100% right. The Nova pick counters Chromie perfectly. However, has Nova been picking on Chromie? And the answer is no. Thrall serves the same function in this comp as Sonya does. You guys would have had 3 melees for a Chromie combo. The Nova pick was fine. It's the Nova play that's the problem. I would be destroying this game on Nova. Just saying. Okay, so our hero's back up. Now, let's check the minimap right here. Because this is when Vala is making decisions, right? She just spawned. She's coming up. And here's what we see on the minimap from Blue Team. We see Sonya's in the bottom by herself. Nova is just spawning. Vala is on the way back. And we see our team getting ready to engage in what looks like a 2-on-2. However, we see also nothing up here, which means this is another Kyle Ferguson thing. It's a really great thing to learn, is reading body language. If Johanna is charging in here full speed, like she is telling you that her team is behind her and they are coming too. And there they are. Now, once again, this goes down to evaluating the situation. What I hope you do, Mako, is you go in here, you throw everything you have down, and then you get the hell out. Nope, 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 nope. See that hesitation forward? That, I think you're going to get out okay. Everything up to that little twitch up was perfect. You went in there, you threw your Q, you threw your W, you throw your R. Maybe you get lucky and pick somebody off, but then you get out. There you go. Nicely done. Don't go in there. Do not go in there. So this is a good time of, well, what should Mako be doing? First of all, a lot of time on this map you can't stay as 5. You can, but you need to be selectively about it. But the map is designed to split the team up. So to stay, we just stay as 5 is not going to work most of the time. The one thing I will say in Hero League, though, the best thing you can do in Hero League is get your team moving in the right direction. So if your team moving together involves you guys getting together as 5 and developing some continuity, that's cool. Get together as 5. Do whatever you can to get your team moving in the same direction. Even if it's not the optimal direction, 5 players moving in a suboptimal direction is better than 5 individual players doing whatever in the world they want. Yes, she is. She's definitely made of salt. So, Vala, what can Vala be doing right now? Well, she's not going to do anything up here, right? And so by going in and poking and leaving and going in and poking, she's expending resources to accomplish nothing. She's losing health and she's losing mana and she's not accomplishing anything. Instead, you should either go down here with Sonya, where at least there's the 2 of you, or on this map, almost anybody can get these 2 little things. Get Sonya, you guys get this. You know, do something productive. When there's just the 3 of you, you're not going to have a lot you can do productive, but go up here and steal that globe. Don't go in here. Do not go in here. Oh, Mako, you're flirting with it. Yep, get out of there.
Hero slain.
Okay, so now, okay, see, and this is why I said go down bottom, right? If you were down here right now, you guys would be at an advantage. This is an aggressive rotation. If these guys stay up here, it's beautiful. Beautiful. If they don't, you can get rotated on. So this is very dangerous. Very dangerous. Nice damage on the Li Ming. Now turn around and focus on who Sonya's focusing on. If the 3 of you get on this Kharazim, you guys could have got him. It's too bad your Nova is not very good. And she almost dies to the tower. Oh, this is painful to watch. This is not a bad idea. Look, remember what I said just a few minutes ago. Get your team pushing in the same direction. What Zarya is telling you to do is perfect. It's saying, hey, let's group up and let's do something as a team. Let's group up. Let's hold that bottom satellite dish, and let's put a little pressure on them. That gets your team all moving in the same direction. That's not a bad idea. Now, with Nova and Sonya having basically 0 health, and Li Ming and Chromie on the other team, you need to be aware of high burst damage dealers when you're low in life. And that's what Nova can do. When Nova's on, she makes the other team aware that if they are low life, they cannot stick around because she will kill them. I guarantee you, this other team has no fear of Nova whatsoever. Perfect. Now, the one thing I will say, this is very nitpicky, but Vala, the 2 places you're going to get engaged on by the enemy, should they could choose to come down here, is through the wall, which you'll see coming, or from up here. Having said that, you want to be on the safe side of the tanks, which is down here if you can help it. So if the enemy comes from here, you want them to hit the tanks first, not you. So that's the small thing. And that goes with camps too. Anytime you're doing camps, be aware of your role within the team and position yourself accordingly. If you're doing a camp and you're the tank, position yourself aggressively so that you will hit the enemy team before they get to your squishies. And if you're a squishy, position yourself on the safe side of the camp, or in this case of the wall. And that's why, right there. You see where Chromie hit you guys? Right on that top side. This is a great push. This is a great push. There you go, safe side. Nicely done. Oh, that was a perfectly timed W from Chromie. That's, even though that rain missed, I understand what that was. That was a disengagement tool. That's not terrible. Okay. So, there is a team fight that's happening here. Anytime you get into a team fight, you should be evaluating what's going on. So this is the vision we have right now on blue team. You know everybody was down here except for Johanna because she was top, but now she's gone. So you have to assume that she's coming, which means this is a 5-on-5. When you're down a talent tier, you have very low life or very low mana, and Zarya is very low life. So this is probably not going to end well, I would imagine. And by the way, if you guys, this is your first time joining me, I don't watch these ahead of time. We're all experiencing this for the first time together, except for, of course, our Vala player here. So anytime you see me say stuff, this is just me looking at what's going on in the game and extrapolating what's going to happen based on the information given to us. So based on the fact that this is going to be a 5-on-5 and that the other team has 13 and we don't, and that we are lower on resources. Remember, resources are health and mana, right? Look at red team. Full, 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 full. Almost full mana. Versus blue team. Low, okay, about half, low mana. Just look at the resources available plus the talent tier disadvantage. And unless red misplays, this is their team fight to lose. There goes Zarya. Nice Rain of Vengeance. Back up, back up, back up. There you go. Make Greymane tower dive you. Perfect. And exactly what I said would happen. Okay, this is another thing. If there is a Chromie on the other team, and this goes if there's a Nova or a Zeratul too, you need to be extremely aware of where you hearth. Extremely aware of where you hearth. Sonya just took a ton of damage because when you hearth, you're standing still. When I play Chromie and I see hearthing characters, it's like lunchtime. Be really aware of where you hearth. And she was forced to use an ultimate that accomplished nothing. Nothing. So that went terribly, and you guys are going to give up another 100-0 Zerg rush. So this fort is dead. There is absolutely no way or reason to even attempt to defend this fort. What your guys' goal as a team... See, this being out here, that's not a good idea. The whole team is down here except for Li Ming. The whole team is down here, and it's just the two of you, and there's nothing to defend. So your team's goal, the entire purpose of your being right now, is to preserve this keep. You want to keep catapults from spawning, so that needs to be your whole goal, is save this bottom lane keep. Nice job, Vic. See, and this is, by the way, this is what I'm talking about. Don't be salty. Nobody's going into Hero League, well, not nobody. Very few people are going into Hero League trying to lose. Although Nova has had a rough game, I don't think she's trying to lose. She's just either having a bad game, which we all have. Everybody has a bad game. or she's not a very good Nova, which she shouldn't be taking to Hero League is another story. But I always want to operate under the assumption that they're having a bad game. Positivity is going to help more than negativity always, always. And furthermore, Zarya can do a ton of damage. Zarya can do assassin levels of damage if she's played properly. And this Sonya, that's a terrible place to be. Terrible. This is a terrible... Where is Sonya going? What an absolute... Sonya, Mitchell, I can see you raging through Twitch just off of that Sonya play right there. I don't know what in the world that was. But for the record, Vala Manko, you're doing exactly what you should be doing, which is staying behind the wall, safely poking down as much as you possibly can. That's all your job is to do right now. Don't waste time typing. Don't feed the trolls. There's too much to do right now for anybody to be typing. If you're typing right now, it means you're dead. There you go. Keep poking safely. Nice, nice. Ignore them. They're gone. Don't chase them. Get back here on these Zerg waves. Remember, saving this keep is the #1 priority. Okay, mission accomplished. Small victories. This game, okay, obviously we're losing this game, right? Blue team is losing this game. However, you got to take the victories when you can. As long as both of your keeps are still up, you really only become at a huge disadvantage when keeps start falling. Both of your keeps that are up, you guys are doing okay. Certainly not great, but this game is winnable 100%.
Zerg waves defeated. Resetting pens as per protocol.
Okay, we'll stay on our team's hero this game. That's Mako. And for the record, it has been scientifically proven that the people who are saltiest in games are generally the ones who are dead the most or dying the most. Just so you guys know. If you're that salty, it means you have time to type. If you have time to type, it means you're dead too much. See, this is not productive. This is not productive at all. Nobody needs to be doing that. Nova's obviously having a rough game, but what is that going to accomplish? And the answer is nothing. Nothing. And once again, okay, I hope nobody... You need to be evaluating what's going to be accomplished up here. You have 2 people dead, including your healer, and the whole enemy team is here. And this fort is dead. So just get out. Once again, what are you going to accomplish? And the answer is nothing. Just leave. There you go. Yeah, go clear bottom. That's a great choice. Do something productive. I really started muting my allies a lot in Hero League. Basically, as soon as I see salt, I mute because there's nothing there with. Now, however, the mercs are gone and keeps are hugely important. You guys need to be heading up here to defend this keep. This is when you, yeah, absolutely, you guys need to be up here. You cannot let them push in on the keep. Oh, Nova, my goodness. See, once again, this goes to what are you guys accomplishing? If you want, okay, now the one thing you are accomplishing is you're down in experience, so you're getting some split soak to help offset the lack of experience, but only one of you needs to be down here for this. You're leaving your team in a 5-on-3. I would really like to see one of you guys come back, and both of you need to realize how exposed you are, and as soon as the team disappears off the minimap, the enemy team, you have to leave. So Sonya's leaving, that's your cue to leave. Get out, get out, get out. See, you guys already lost Ariel in that 5-on-4. And, I mean, Zarya is useless, so they're going to start attacking this keep directly. Where did she go? There she is. I want to see what Sonya did here for Miss Talks Too Much here. So here goes Ariel, because your team is fighting a 5-on-3, grossly out of position. And Zarya's going to die here too. Probably, no, she gets away. Okay, so you guys are on your way up. I halfway think at this point maybe grab this on the way up, but that's I mean... You know, actually, you're probably right to keep going and support Sonya. This is the right call. There you go. Let's... Wow. Wow. She leapt after... after Karazim was already dead. Nova actually... For all the complaining that Sonya's done about Nova, Nova played that perfectly. Once she saw Sonya was coming, she turned around, slowed, put the damage on her, and absolutely enabled Sonya to kill her, and then Sonya wasted her leap. Okay, now... Well, no, I take it back. You guys are still at a disadvantage because Zarya was so dead. So, this is a very dangerous place to be. There you go. That's not bad. Oh! Okay, I'm gonna tell you. Yeah, that's fine. First of all, they're right, though, that you guys weren't there. Only one of you needed to try to get 16. The other one should have gone. That Rain of Vengeance was so close. I could tell you were trying to time it for the Iron Skin, and you were like a half a second, not even a half a second off. If you had timed that right, you guys would have killed Johanna, and that would have been a really nice play. So you were like just a half a second off, Manko, from a really sweet play. But wait not to chase to your death. Uh-oh, there goes Nova again. Okay, now you need to leave. Yeah. Okay, so when should we have left? I will tell you so far from this game, Manko, I will tell you the number one thing I can tell you more than anything else I've seen in this game is that your sense of when you need to get the hell out of here is about 1 second late. So if there's one thing you take from this replay, if you hone in on your when should I get the hell out of here radar 1 second earlier, then that's gonna be a big improvement for you. Because let's see, where is it? Right here. Actually, no. Right here. This is your cue to leave. And it should be this way. And especially once that laser beam comes out, because remember, don't forget about the resets. Where's the laser beam? There it is. Now you're really out of here. You have Li Ming here, and you have Greymane here. Yeah, it happens to all of us. I do this, and I know the things I'm saying, but I still do it in my games too. So the number one thing for you, Manko, is hone in your get the hell out of dodge sixth sense. Because right when you see this laser beam, this should be your see ya moment. Gone. This way. Out of here and out of here safely. Because you're by yourself and you know you're 2-on-1 by yourself, right? And instead, we try to put damage on here and we get deleted. Yeah, especially when you know Li Ming has Calamity, right? You know what? I still do that too. I'm gonna pause it. That's a good point. I tend not to notice builds unless I'm specifically looking for something until they kill me. Now earlier this game she did kill you with Calamity, so ideally you would remember that. That is correct too. But earlier she did kill you with Calamity, so really at this point we should have known, right? I don't check builds in-game as much as I should, and I don't think at Bronze and Silver it's really necessary. The one thing you should be checking is ultimates, though. You should know the other team's ultimates before they use them on you. Don't find out the hard way that ETC took stage dive and not Mosh, and he dives on your whole team from half a map away. So it's not the end of the world if you don't check on individual builds, but be sure to check on ultimates. There is no excuse not to check on ultimates. You know, and poor Nova's getting killed this game, and rightly so, because I've been killing her too. But once again, this doesn't accomplish anything. It just doesn't accomplish anything. Yeah, don't feed the trolls, Manko. Don't feed the trolls. I know it's frustrating to have that guy on your team, especially a Nova. Nova gets a bad rap because she only does one thing. The only thing Nova does is kill people. So if she's not killing people, she's not contributing to the team in any meaningful way. However, don't jump on the poor girl. It doesn't accomplish anything. Okay, let's look at this though. Why are we fighting this? Right? We're down to talent tier. We're down 2 levels. We're down 3 to 5. Now, this obviously isn't you, Manko. This is more, why are the you, the universal you, why are you fighting this? Blue team should be nowhere near here. Nowhere near here. The minion wave is going to go top. We know that because of this. So you still have over 80% of a keep left. Even if they get the Zerg wave, and they probably will, if you play it right, you guys are going to get one more crack at this game. However, if you die down here, and once again, it's the universal you, not you, Vala. If your team dies down here and isn't available to defend the Zerg wave, you're going to lose the game. There's a leap to get Chromie. Oh, okay, Chromie players. Chromie players. Chromie could have and should have 100% lived right there. What killed her was... I'm going to show you. Chromie is another one of my pet heroes, and this was also painful to watch. Okay, so we're going to watch Chromie because we're going to learn from everybody this game. So this is a great engagement. Perfect engagement. Nope. Okay, now right here, it's too far forward with the Sonya. If you're Chromie, you should never, ever be this close to Sonya. Ever, ever, never, ever, ever, never. You should be firing that artillery from a mile away. So that was mistake number 1. And look, as soon as Chromie got that close, Sonya got bloodlust in her eyes, as she should have. And now Chromie is running. Now she's in a world of hurt. She's still running. She's still running. She's still running. Nope, okay, right there. That wiggle, that was mistake number 1. Once you're in pursuit, keep running. That wiggle was mistake number 1. And this wiggle that's about to happen is mistake number 2. If she doesn't do this second wiggle, she could have ran right over her time trap and caught Sonya in it and maybe gotten away. Right here, watch for the wiggle. There it is. That one, that killed her. Those 2 little wiggles killed Chromie. Because look how close she was to her time trap. She was right here. Without those 2 little wiggles, she runs over her time trap. Sonya gets caught in her time trap, and maybe Chromie gets away. Let's go see what our Vala is doing now. Vala just spawned on her way back to battle. See, this is not accurate though, Manko, because Sonya was so... Look at where Sonya was. She was way over here, and they were in the midst of a 5-on-3. There was no way anybody was going to help Vala. Vala was on her own because she dove so far into that enemy backline. The only person that could have helped her was Nova, but Nova had just spawned with you. Get on the point, though. Don't chase. Get on the point. The point is more important right here. You could have been capturing this point right here. Yeah, I think... actually, you know what? That's a tough call because your team is fighting down here. Nova should have stayed on the point, actually, and you could have gone and do what you're doing. But one of you guys should have stayed on the point. Nice, nice. Wait. Oh, no. If you see that palm, you got to hold your fire. You got to hold your fire. It's so hard to do. Maybe. But, I mean, that Sonya was so far out there. I know it's hard, and I think you may have already been right in the middle of throwing that, but when you see those palms, hold fire. You can make him waste it. Because it was the rain that procced the Divine Palm there. Nice. That was a great detainment strike. However, remember I said stay on the point, somebody stay on the point? While you guys were chasing the enemy away, look what happened. Another 100-0 Zerg push. And it's a 100-0 Zerg push, and nobody's in position to defend it. You guys should actually all be hearthing back already, because it's going to come down this top lane right here. Yeah, we all get salty, man. There's no shame in that. Because this game can be frustrating, especially in this game, your team feels, and partially rightly so, that Nova's really hurting them, and she is really hurting them. And that can be really frustrating. But remember, we can only control our own play. And while I think largely you played well this game, there are certainly things that we can learn from it to improve our play, right? And see, Nova... Remember I said one of the first things I said on this map with Nova. Nova is useless in clearing these waves. She's absolutely useless. So why she was standing in there and taking all that free damage, which has been a trend this game. Don't take damage for no good reason. I would prefer Vala, because once again, right, it's what are you going to accomplish here? Look at how low that keep is. Are you single-handedly going to keep these 3 heroes from destroying that keep? Probably not. So it would be better to be with your team burning down the Zerg wave, so after you're done doing it, and you can do it faster, the team can respond to the bottom push together. Because single-handedly, right, you're not going to do anything. If they push in here hard, you got nothing to offer. Right? And instead, look at all this time spent down here in this bottom lane. When you could have been up here helping your team with that push, and they would have been done a little bit sooner. Maybe they can respond down here sooner. Yep, see? And you know what? You played that defense by yourself as well as you could have, right? And they still were able to get it, and pretty easily, actually. Okay, let's see what in the world is going on here. Good lord. So we're going to have a 5-on-5 right here. Now, I'm going to tell you, this is taking the engagement is actually a pretty good decision. Because if you're going to engage them 5-on-5, you want to do it before they get to level 20. That's their next advantage. Ideally, though, you want to fight from within each other. You guys are split into 2 smaller comps here, and it's going to allow... Look, you can see the focus of red team here. Because your team is split, it allows them to focus on one of the smaller groups. Nice rain. Good rain. See, look. They drove you guys away, and then they all turn around on your teammates here. And that was all because that was a split engagement, not that it was a bad decision to engage. The split engagement is what led to that. Be careful, be careful, be careful. Oh my goodness, be careful. That's the 3rd time the Calamity has burned us. And look how far you are from your team. So that was a little bloodlust. It all happens to the best of us. But that's a big loss there, and Sonya might fall here too. I mean, yeah. This is not true. Can't get close is not true. And you are correct that she is not doing her job. But once again, beating her up about it is just going to make her feel bad. And if you don't feel good, you don't play good, right? So try to be helpful and constructive with it. Believe me, she knows she's playing bad, right? We all know when we're sucking it up. And there have been opportunities for Nova. There you go. That was nicely done. That was Nova's shining moment. And there goes Zarya. So one of the things we want to learn here is when to end the game. This is very close to a win condition for red. If Greymane was alive here, this would probably be a win condition for red team. See, there's an opportunity here. See, there's the problem with Nova, is she missed a snipe. If you're going to play Nova, you cannot miss your snipes. You need to be hitting like 85% of your snipes. And then furthermore, not only it's missing the snipes, but I've also been picking on her positioning the whole game. Her positioning has been poor. She revealed herself here, and look who's around her. Let's even say she blows up Chromie. Boom. I know, Mitchell. I'm getting there. Let's even say she blows up Chromie instantaneously. Boom. She's still gonna die. She's still gonna die. Hey, oh shoot, what did I do? That Li-Ming is killing you, man. If Sonya goes down here, this game is 100% over. Actually, this game's over anyway. Yep. So red needs to just end here. They have Katas, or they had Katas on core, or Mercs anyway. So, we're going to be wrapping up this replay very soon because this game's pretty much done. Hang around because almost immediately after this, we're going to be coming back with some chair lead games. And this is one of my biggest pet peeves. You never let them end. Never let them end. Always fight to the end. And red should just be ending at this point, but whatever. There you go, Menko. You don't give him. Yeah, and you know, Menko, this is what I'm doing here. You can do yourself, but just sometimes getting a fresh set of eyes, because people put different importance on different things. So just the fresh set of eyes can go a long way. I would say the #1 thing, I said this earlier, more than anything else, is hone your sense of I need to get the hell out of here. Because there was 3 or 4 times this game with a sharper sense of self-preservation, you could have gotten out alive and maybe done something else. So I'd focus on that more than anything, is evaluating when you're going to die. Yeah, this game's over. So I will email you, Mako, the YouTube of this when I put it up. It'll either be later tonight or tomorrow morning. Overall, you played well, and this game was certainly not on your shoulders, but we can only affect our own play, and you just need to hone your sense of, oh shit, I'm gonna die. If you can realize that like a second or 2 seconds earlier, you can improve a lot. And it's not Nova, people. It's the player that plays Nova. Remember that. Don't hate on the Novas. Alright guys, so thanks again for hanging out. Mitch and I will be doing a Chair League cast basically right now, so I will be ending the stream and then restarting it within 5 minutes here. So hang tight for some Chair League games. It's going to be a Division 3 game, and it should be lots of fun. Chair League's a blast. If you don't know what Chair League is, hang out and find out. That's because you haven't seen me Nova, Obi-Wan. Haven't seen me Nova. All right.